Good evening. The African Development Bank plans to continue supporting Seychelles towards further developing and strengthening the economy. The executive director representing Seychelles at the AFDB, Jonathan Nyazi Correa, met with President Wavel Ramkalawan today. During the visit, the two discussed Seychelles' economy to allow Mr. Nyazi Correa to better understand the priorities of the country towards which the African Development Bank can provide support.
The bank has provided resources to the tune of 78 million US dollar, and we are discussing more of around 100 million US dollar for the next coming year, which is quite supporting the economy to keep developing. The investment opportunities include mainly unemployment, looking at some of areas like digital economy, improving financial service, which will create jobs for not only the youth, but also increase the value addition for our local production. When the tourists are coming in the country, they have some other opportunity. They are not staying at the hotel, but also have other opportunities so that they are staying in the country. So we discuss all these issues. They are not new to us. The government has been doing them, but we try to see how we can increase what we are doing today.
The Seychelles Islands Foundation, SIF, has explained that the sum of 25 million euros that will go towards the project to eliminate cats and rats on Aldabra has not been finalized. The chairperson of the SIF, Bena George, mentioned the sum after a visit to the patron of SIF, President Ramkalawan, last week. There has been criticism on the social media that 25 million euros was way too much for eradicating cats and rats on Aldabra. Mr. George told the SBC that SIF was in the process of conducting a 3-year scientific study to determine the facts, and only then would SIF seek funding from international donors. He said that neither the government nor the SIF would be contributing to the 25 million euros.
Because of the isolation, because of the size, and because of the terrain and the mangrove forests which proliferate, the job is difficult and it will be costly. So the estimate, based on eradications that have occurred on other islands in the past, brings us to this huge figure of 25 million euro approximately. It is an estimate. We hope that it doesn't get to that much, but we cannot in seriousness underestimate. We have to estimate as properly as we can the cost. Now, who will bear this cost is important. The SIF is an organization that is self-supporting. It has always been from inception. That was the idea. Government does not give any money to SIF. SIF exists to generate its own funds, to manage the two sites that it has, the Validme and Aldabra, and now, since recently, Fonds Ferdinand also on Praslin. So once the study is done, once we are able to ascertain with a degree of certainty the cost of the operation, we will now have to go to donors, international donors especially, and raise the money from philanthropic organizations, from NGOs committed to helping the environment and the ecological improvement of islands, and go to them and raise the money in order for us to be able to undertake this incredibly exciting project.
Re-establishing a U.S. embassy in Seychelles and diversifying the partnership between the U.S. and Seychelles are some of the major targets set by the recently accredited U.S. ambassador to Seychelles, Henry Jardine. Ambassador Jardine, who is based in Mauritius and who was on a 2-week working visit in the country, says that there is scope for the U.S. to further support Seychelles' growth.
If I would look for one lasting legacy, it would be reestablishing a U.S. embassy here in Seychelles. And I'm just one person. It's something I'm working towards and something I hope that we can be able to do and announce fairly soon. But it's something that, again, it's a whole of government effort. I'm not the only person in the United States government who makes these kinds of decisions, but I'm certainly advocating for that and pushing that. The other thing I would like to do is broaden the engagement in the sense of reaching out to a wider cross-section of the community. It's important for me to have the interaction and relationship with the senior officials to understand what are those key issues that they're dealing with. But I think it's really important for me to get out and meet with others. And for instance, during this visit, I had a chance to go out to the Seychelles University, meet with academics there, see what the challenges they have as far as how they're trying to support educational opportunities for young people in Seychelles. So these are the kinds of things I'd like to be able to do is to, in order to broaden the relationship, is to really reach out to communities, to groups, to activities that aren't sort of the traditional interactions that you think of.
The Seychelles Parks and Garden Authority, SPGA, has started a census on Curious Island to assess the growth in population and health of the 250 giant tortoises released on the island over 40 years ago. SPGA, along with volunteers from 3 different organizations, counted, observed, measured, and weighed all the tortoises found on the island with the help of 2 local scientists. They did that over 2 days. The CEO of SPGA, Alain Cedras, says the census will determine the overall health of these tortoises, which is one of the main attractions of Curious Island. We've come to the end of this news summary. Thank you for watching.